What's up, guys? So we're here for another Rust What's Coming. Now, most of this is going to be pictures from the dev blog and me voicing over it, but I figured I'd show this one thing here in-game because that's how you can only really see how it is. Now, first we'll touch on a few changes. There was a lot of issues last week with boosting in the game. If you don't know what boosting is jumping on somebody's head to get into a higher spot of a building and or to climb up of something. This was messed up and was accidentally kicking people with anti-hack violations. This has most likely been completely sorted now. They said they're still tweaking it to make sure that there isn't any false positives, but also that sneaky stuff doesn't get through. So we'll have to see how that's going. Also, there's better server-side performance with the new nav meshes and the way things are loaded. If you want to see the details on that, you can read about all the nerdy details on the dev blog itself. Along with that, there's been other optimizations that have come by as well. Now, the big change here is people have been begging for a nerf for heavy armor. Now, heavy armor can be shredded with incendiary rounds. Also, I mean, if someone sneaks up on you and you don't turn around quick enough, yeah, you can get it. But otherwise, for most cases, for protecting a base or roof camping, it can be pretty OP. And you're pretty much either going to need to get that perfect bolty shot through the slit in the face, or you're not really going to be getting any kind of headshot really going on. You know, it just seemed too OP. Well, they said it's not done and that they're going to balance it, so here we go. We've got some new balances. First thing, while wearing the chest piece, you can no longer aim down the sights. It is too bulky and you can't hold your gun up against it, blah blah blah. That's what it is for the time being. Also, if you are wearing either the chest piece or the leggings, whoops, normal speed, as soon as you put on one or the other, you get the 30% reduction. See, it doesn't go up or any higher. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people are complaining, well, people always wear the helmet with regular armor, it won't slow them down. Well, there's a little bit something different here, and by a little bit, I mean a lot. Now, they're talking about also giving this kind of like a shake as you walk. I kind of hope not, because that kind of stuff makes me sick, but not crazy sick. It would just be annoying, but there's some people it makes them crazy sick. So hopefully that's not the case. They're also talking about the heavy armor sinking you and not being able to swim. I kind of hope that doesn't happen because there's no alternate way to get across large bodies of water. Yes, you could take the armor off, but that kind of defeats the purpose. While some people might argue and say, well, isn't that the whole point? They're trying to nerf it, so you can't use it in water. Honestly, you probably don't even want to use it in water because it gives such a cold debuff anyways. But, so here it is, guys. You can still aim down the sights if you're just wearing the helmet. Of course, it is just the chest piece. You can also put on the leggings and still aim down the sight and wear a normal chest piece if you want to still be able to. But you'll have that slowdown as well as this visual debuff. Now, I do feel like the slit should maybe be a little bit wider, because if you look at it, it almost goes the full thing of the, or full, you know, width of the actual helmet. So I feel like this is kind of a tiny box. I feel like it should maybe just be a little bit of black bars on the side. I don't know, but, you know, it still needs balancing and so forth. But sound off how you feel about it down below, guys. This is a really big change with the armor and should hopefully make some people happy. I mean, you can still hear things, and it's still a pretty decent amount of view. They didn't cut it too bad, but it's definitely a different situation here. So, we will get on to the rest of the stuff. Alright, so the first thing we got here, guys, is the Roadsign armor is actually getting a rework. It actually looks nice. It looks more like an armor set. There's some straps and belts and so forth. Now, I'm not sure how I feel about the skirt not covering in the front and back anymore, just the sides. It looks a little bit weird there. It also looks like it doesn't really protect your legs anymore, or your groin, or your butt, so that's a little bit weird. But the good thing here is that they said all skins that exist for it shouldn't have any problems with the way they're working, so they're going to make sure that that's preserved. Next thing here is we've got the Tier 2 Workbench, which was shown off last week, and I figured I'd go ahead and cover this. Now, there's a Tier 1 Workbench and a Tier 2 Workbench. Well, why are there different tiers of Workbenches? Well, guys, we want some kind of progression in the game, right? Well, I think this is kind of the next thing, where it's going to be you need a certain tier Workbench to make certain items. Now, it still retains its sandboxness to the game, or sandboxiness, because you can probably just get a Workbench by going out and spending a little extra time to find something specific. But until you've gotten to that, you can't make a certain thing. This might help with the early game. We'll just have to see how it goes. The next thing here is the rocket launch site. So we've got a nice collection of pictures of it now. That's kind of the general layout here. It's going to have a decent underground area to itself as well. And besides this getting underground areas, they're working on underground areas to the various other landmarks and rad towns and monuments. And they will probably all start to interconnect, so to speak. So here you can see we've just got some pretty awesome screenshots of it. It looks great. This is something I'm really excited. It's also going to be an area of really high tier loot. And with that, the newest picture from today here at the end shows the actual kind of like lift area. And those lifts, I guess, will be partially operational. And as a way to get to that top loot, you can kind of use them. But then you're going to have to do a little bit of parkour too. So it's not going to be 100% easy. But yeah, it's getting close to being done. I believe they said they're going to be working on the rocket next and finishing up some stuff. So we probably will see this by next month, maybe. That's my best estimate. Don't hold me to it, though. But anyways, guys, as usual, thanks for watching. I'm going to leave you here at a little video of the water jug and its animations. As always, leave a like to support the video. We'll see you next time.